Cardiff City v Portsmouth, 1973, rewind to 1973, and another infamous Cardiff event. This time, Cardiff are invaded by thousands of South Coast Portsmouth fans. This is in the days before the 657 crew from Portsmouth, and indeed, the Cardiff Soul crew. But it's still an intriguing event. Here's the stories from two supporters who witnessed the day's exciting events. Stay till the end to see the modern-day version of both firms. Cardiff fan Reese told us. Ninian Park could be confusing for away fans, as it wasn't obvious which was the home end and which was the away end. I'm pretty sure the Cardiff police used to have fun placing away fans in the home area just for the crack. During the 60s and early 70s, it was a regular occurrence for other firms to take the Grange. I remember a few Midlands teams did it during that period. Birmingham, Villa and Wolves all went in the Grange at some point. Villa was en masse, but they got removed by the police and placed in the Bob Bank. But some home fans now made the move to the Bob Bank instead of the Grange. So as I say, it was quite confusing. I remember the Portsmouth firm did get into the Grange early, about 1 p.m. for a 3 p.m. kickoff, and there were running battles all through till about 2:30 p.m, when the police moved in and made a line between them and the Cardiff fans, who were by now very angry indeed at the invasion from the Pompey boys. But they did stay in the Grange the whole game. After the match they got slaughtered and were chased all the way back to the Cardiff Central, but still one of the best firms to ever come to Cardiff, along with Chelsea 84 and Spurs 77 perhaps. Happy days. Portsmouth fan Tony told us, I remember it well. It was long before the 657 crew days, and Cardiff was more local than our usual venues, so we decided to get in early and try to keep our place in their end. We didn't know then that it would be one of the few times their home end got taken. Rumour was a couple of firms took it before us, but with all these taking ends rumours, you never know unless you were there. We knew Cardiff could be a tough day out, so getting in there early was the ploy. We couldn't believe it when the police just let us get on with it, as it was obvious we were Pompey boys. We even dressed differently. Maybe the police wanted to see what would happen. I don't know. I reckon there was about 500 of us, all lads, if you know what I mean. If I remember it correctly, it was our first away match of the new season, so we had a massive following with about another 2,000 in the away end. Anyway, once on the Grange, the job was to keep our place there. So we had the place to ourselves for about an hour. Then, obviously, word must have got round that we were in their end, so the pubs emptied, and the Cardiff lads came in and had a go trying to get us out. Well, we weren't having any of that, so there was lots of aggro, running battles until it was too packed, then lots of hand-to-hand combat, with them surging at us and us surging back at them. It was carnage, really. The old Bill initially tried to stop the violence, but then just disappeared and left us to it. It wasn't until the match had started that they must have brought in reinforcements and parted the warring firms with a thin blue line down the middle of the Grange. That didn't stop the fighting mind. It's definitely one of the most violent encounters I've ever been involved in. We stayed until the end, and Cardiff did accept that they couldn't move us, even though we were by now totally outnumbered. At the end of the match, it felt like all of Cardiff was waiting for us outside the Grange, with a small police escort. You can imagine what happened. More carnage with running battles between us and Cardiff, then with Cardiff and the overwhelmed police, then with us and the police. It really was mad. Cardiff reckon they done us after the game, but that's rubbish. We more than held our own and all made it back to the train safely. I say safely, with bloodied noses and bruises obviously, but safely if you get my point. Great times, although it was just normal then. We thank Reese and Tony for their recollections. It's quite clear that Portsmouth were in the Cardiff end and stayed there throughout the match, so it's definitely 1-0 to the Pompey boys, although more of a score draw after the game. Here are the two firms' modern-day versions. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, share and like, as it really helps our channel grow.